I'm back. I wanted to say that you're also back. For those who are here for the first time, hi, I'm Vivian, and welcome back to the series that I started about the things I've learned the last couple of years. And today's topic, I promise you, is not just for girls, it's also for men, because today we will specifically be talking about materialism. This topic includes also overconsumption, but also how it hardened the heart of humans. And we also will talk about beauty products and how it's damaging people instead of helping them. So before we start, don't forget to like this video, share it with somebody, subscribe to my channel because we are hitting the 100 subscribers soon. And yeah, leave a comment if you feel like it. And again, if you don't believe anything I'm saying, feel free to do your own research. I am a one-woman team, and doing all of the research for you would take a whole lot of time for me. So feel free to do your own research. But besides that, I got my notes and I got my coffee, and of course I have Jesus. Then let's do this. So let's start with overconsumption, all right? Now, who else here, when they go shopping, no matter for clothes or for food, are overwhelmed by all of the things that are available to us, all the different categories of stuff, or the different categories of the same thing, or different colors, or taste of the same thing. And I know for a fact that I'm not the only one that gets overstimulated when she goes shopping, which is the reason why I hate shopping and I avoid it, because I am completely overstimulated. And I know I'm not the only one. Of course, I go regularly grocery shopping because, of course, I need to eat. But I hate shopping for clothes. This is absolutely a nightmare for me. And if you are like me that you hate this because of the overstimulation, well, guess what? We are pretty rare people, because the majority of people, they love the overstimulation. They love the dopamine kick that it gives them, which is why, but also even if you hate it, like me, because of all of the things that are there available to you, is a reason why we buy unnecessary things that we don't really need, because it's there. And then we see people having all sorts of things, or they pass by a store and they saw like a cute top, cute shoes, or whatever boys would like to buy. And then they look at it, but they're like, I'm not gonna buy it because I don't think it's gonna look good at me. But then they see someone else that has this thing, and they realize, oh, okay, it looks better than I thought. And although they don't have money, they don't have the money necessary to buy these things, they still go and they buy exactly the thing because they saw, oh, it looks good, and I want it, right? I want it. And although they can afford it, they go get it. And don't even get me started on the topic of celebrities and influencers getting us to buy all of those things that are either unnecessary or unnecessarily expensive. And when we talk about clothes or food, again, this is more for the boys now. We can see an example with video games or some kind of sports or gym equipment, such as supplements or protein shakes, protein bars. Oh, and the thing is, about the protein shakes and protein bars, they are not much healthier than regular sweets, but they have a little bit more protein than the usual bars. And trust me, I am a woman, I exercise regularly, and I've been doing sports my whole life. I've done different type of sports, dances and all of that, and you're much better off getting those nutrients and proteins in with the food you make yourself at home than with those things that you can buy in a store. Trust me what I'm saying here. I've tried a lot of those things out already. And let's be completely honest, I do see the majority of people who have a problem with overconsumption being women. But are we surprised? How many things are marketed specifically to us? There's so many things like beauty products, shower products, decoration, clothes, so many different things. And not just that, we have those beautiful influencers and celebrities that use all of those things, and then they say, oh, it changed my life, I'm not me without it. Or they say things that indirectly make you feel like you are worthless if you don't have and use those same products. And we see them being rich, famous, fabulous, and glamorous. And we know for a fact the main reason why they are there where they are is because of the satanic rituals they do regularly. But the other reason is because they are so pretty. They are so beautiful. So we go ahead and we do the same things, or we do exactly what they tell us to do, so that we can feel like we're walking in their shoes, or so that we can dream of becoming like them someday. Like, this idolization, which is a whole problem in itself. And because there's so many things that are marketed to women, we see many women have closets full of products, beauty products, shoes, clothes, whatever you can buy. And they know, most of those women, they know the 90% of all of those things they won't really use, but they don't want to throw it away, or they don't want to give it away because it makes them feel somehow special. And mostly I see men having overconsumption problems with stuff like computers, video games, and gym stuff. But I see more and more men also having an overconsumption problem with clothes and shoes, which is kind of interesting. And by the way, I'm also a gamer, so I do understand the hype and the urge for a new game, especially if it's a continuation of a game you've already played and you enjoyed it. I get that. But the problem that I'm saying here is that you look at a video game, because there's so many different ones, and you're like, oh, that one looks cool, so I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna play it. But then you take it home, you realize you have I don't know how many other games that you would like to play first, so you play those ones and you forget the new one you just bought, and you never open it and you never play it. But you have it, right? It's just sitting there. But here is the same problem that men and women are having with the topic of overconsumption. There is always a person, a celebrity, an influencer convincing you to get those stuff. Now, for men, it's like, oh, if you don't get this game, then you're not a real gamer, or if you don't get this supplement, this protein shake, then you're not a real gym bro, and all of those things. So the reason why overconsumption exists is not just because we have access to all those material things, but it's also because we have strong, influential people convincing us that without those things, we are nothing. But the main problem with overconsumption is that we let them convince us to buy those stuff, to get it, and to keep buying it, even though you see that it is nothing for you, but you still keep buying it because you let them influence you, and because you want to become more like them. And let's not forget how many people are in deep debts because of overconsumption. I don't understand the trends, okay? Especially those trends that everybody are going crazy for children's toys, or other stupid things like Labubu dolls, or those squishy dumpling toys, or the Dubai chocolate hype, or the Starbucks bear cup hype, or people taking loans to go to Disney World several times a year. What is so special in Disney World? No, I don't get it. People are deep in debt for stupid things and meaningless things like this. They don't need it. And the worst thing is that after the hype is over, they get bored with it, and it just lands in the corner somewhere, and it's never used ever again. And here's the thing. People can do whatever they want, right? If you have a product and you want to sell it, you can do whatever you want with it, okay? You can influence people to buy those products. You can make them feel bad for not wanting those products. You don't have to fall for it, though. That's the whole magic of the thing. People can do whatever they want. You don't need to join in. That's the whole thing about free will. You don't need to glue your identity and your sense of worth with what someone else says about you, or what things you possess in your life. Here's the dangerous thing about this lifestyle. I ask this question a lot to rich people, but that are also arrogant because they are rich. I like to ask them, let's imagine that for some reason, one day, your wealth is over. Okay, it's over. There is no way that you can get it back. Who are you then? It's a hard question to answer if you put your identity on something material, which is the same thing here. Imagine something happens. Someday something happens, and all of those things that you possess, that you spend so much money on, all of a sudden they disappear and you have no way to either getting them back nor buying them again. Who are you then? This is why Jesus says in Matthew 6:19-21, stop collecting treasures for your own benefit on earth, where moth and rust eat them and where thieves break and steal them. Instead, collect treasures for yourself in heaven, where moth and rust don't eat them and where thieves don't break in and steal them. Where your treasure is, there will also your heart be. You are putting your worth and your identity in something that does not last at all. Your worth and your identity will be gone as soon as the product either gets stolen, or it's empty, or when it runs out of style or the hype is over it. So another example, how many women these days are regretting their BBLs? Big butts were a huge trend. No pun intended here, okay? But listen, we're coming back to the hype of a slimmer, more delicate body type, right? And the celebrities, they already are fitting this new this comeback beauty standard. Already they took away their butt implants and their breast implants to fit this comeback, right? But what about the common folk? What about us that put money aside, risked their lives for the big booty, for the big breasts, and all of those stuff? Well, they can't get rid of it anymore because they either can't afford it or another surgery would kill them, right? Because like BBL is incredibly dangerous. You can go on the deep dive of BBL. It's a very dangerous procedure. But the one thing that brought them so much joy and made them feel so sexy is now bringing them shame because the hype is over, right? So they regret it because they're not fitting the new trend as it is right now. And now we know that those people that did all of those things and then they regret it, but they said, oh, I did this for myself. I did it to feel better about myself and better inside of my body. Well, now we know that they were not only lying to us, but they were lying to themselves. Because if they were actually doing this for their own sake, they wouldn't regret it just because now the hype is over. Which is why I keep saying over and over again, stop following the trends and the beauty standards, okay? Because they come and go as the wind. What stays at the end is you, okay? The hype comes and goes. You at the end, you are the one standing there the way you are. So learn to love yourself. Find your worth within yourself and not somewhere external, because the external world, it changes drastically and constantly. And if you try to keep up with it, it will destroy you. Find happiness in little things that actually have meaning, like your family, your friends, but most importantly, God. Look for your identity in God because He created you. He knows you better than you know yourself. He knows what's truly important to you and what truly matters for you individually. He knows exactly what things will bring you everlasting joy, and I can promise you it's not anything material. We can read in Psalm 139:13, you are the one who created my innermost parts. You knit me together while I was still in my mother's womb. Or Isaiah 51:11, then let those ransomed by the Lord return and come to Zion with singing and with everlasting joy upon their heads. Let happiness and joy overwhelm them. Let grief and groaning flee. So now let's go over to materialism. Materialism is not just something that society deals with. It's not just a point that society reaches, okay? Another word for materialism is mammon. In other words for mammon are money, material wealth, and the pursuit of earthly riches. So yes, there is a whole demon behind materialism, and it's not just any demon. It's one of the 7 princes of hell, and also the deadly sin of greed. Greed not, in this particular case, greed not in the sense of I don't want to share. It's in the sense of it's not enough. I want more, not because I need more. I want more. So we don't need to go too deep in this topic because I did 2 videos already about the 7 deadly sins where I break them down and I analyze them. And one of them is the third part of the my spiritual world series, and also the video that is called Why the Flesh is Self-Destructive. I'll leave the links in the description box below. If I don't, I probably will remember it in the next couple of days. So overconsumption is one of the major consequences that comes with materialism. And as I said in the intro, materialism and overconsumption is the reason why people's hearts got hardened over the past decades. How, you ask? Well, let's take a look in our society's mindset, okay? And I'm not just talking about America or Europe. I'm talking about, indeed, the whole world. Since I'm a woman, let's start with my gender. But we'll come to men also soon, okay? So how many times have I seen women being asked questions about how she wants her dream husband to be, right? And it always came down to he must be rich. So they were asked questions like, would you prefer a broke husband that treats you like a queen or a rich husband that treats you like garbage? 95% of those women preferred a rich husband. Why? Well, because they themselves have a expensive lifestyle that they deserve, okay? Not want, that they, for some reason, deserve. And they want their husband to finance their lifestyle. And so as long as he gives me the money that I need for my material needs, the man can do with me whatever he wants. So what are those material needs, necessities, right? Well, it's something stupid like, oh, my nails need to be done every second week. My hair needs to be done once a month. They want you to go shopping every week because, again, it's never enough. Regular coffee, not enough. They need Starbucks coffee every day. They are too good for cooking. So there needs to be money for fancy restaurants and regular takeout order every day. Many women these days, they're not searching for a husband that they truly love, and they're not really interested in their love for them either. They're interested in what the men have in their wallets, because we were indoctrinated to prefer short-lived things in form of material things instead of everlasting things like true love. Another consequence is that she will not really love the children that she has with this man, because the child will be more a person that secures her leverage lifestyle instead of being a human that was created through the love that they have for one another. Because if they get divorced, not only does she get half his money, but she also gets child support. And this is more than enough money to continue secure her luxurious lifestyle. And if you're thinking, oh, a mother would never do something like that, she would never exploit her kids like that. Excuse me, there are mothers that use their children for content online. They do suggestible things to their innocent children, and those suggestible things, if you don't really know what's going on, they seem quite innocent. But we know exactly what type of audience they're trying to attract. And yes, many people are writing in the comments, stop doing this to your child. Stop putting them online. It's going to be dangerous and it's going to attract pedophiles. But do those mothers stop? Of course not. Because exactly this type of content is what brings in views and likes. And the thing is, and here's the catch, they are not even influencers. They are not even getting money with this content. They are just doing this for the views and for the likes. Now imagine a situation where a whole lot of money is involved that can be secured through a child. Okay, now let's go to men, all right? I see many men saying really evil things about women like this, which is true. They are not the best, okay? But this particular type of men that I'm talking about, they ignore the fact that they are not better, okay? And even if they don't ignore the fact that they are not better, they make excuses for their behavior with their gender. Like, yeah, I'm a man, it's different for me. No, it's not. Now, how many male hypocrites have I heard that they themselves have a very high body count, but they themselves, they want to marry a virgin because this is what they deserve, and they call women with a higher body count complete sluts. And how many of those men are like in the hundreds of their body count, like getting there or over the hundreds? I'm taking this example because for men, materialism is different than for women. For women, materialism is literally material stuff, okay? Things that you can touch. For men, those are things and people that they conquer. So which is the reason why men are very proud of a high body count. Not all men, I'm not overgeneralizing. I'm talking about specific women and specific men, okay? I'm not generalizing nobody here. But which is the reason why they're so proud of a high body count, because they conquered that many women, okay? It's a hype, it's a ego boost. So they reduce women to their beauty and their bodies instead of their personality. Like women reduce men to their wallets, right? So they despise gold diggers, but they themselves focus on short-lasting things. They call modern women spoiled, ungrateful, and unrealistic, while they say things like, oh, a woman telling me that she needs to go to the bathroom is a deal breaker. Well, why? Well, because the thought of a woman using the bathroom is disgusting. And again, it's not that they want it, it's that they deserve it. And so this means that they deserve a woman with a particular body shape who is incredibly attractive and desirable, but also still a virgin. This is what they believe that they deserve, right? But outside of conquering women, they reduce themselves to their income. I heard them say many times, oh, if you don't earn that many 100,000s a month, then you are not a real man like me. Or if you don't drive certain cars, then you're not a real man like me. Or they reduce themselves to their animalistic instincts by saying things like, oh, if you're not able to fight 5 men on your own and defeat all of them, then you're not a real man like me. They don't want to be reduced to their wallets, but on the other hand, they only talk about their wallets and the things that they possess, right? And they share them online. It's literally the same thing as a woman saying that she doesn't want to be reduced to her body, but then goes and dresses something that exposes almost every part of her body, or goes online and shares to the world about her private parts, how they look, the color, the shape, and they share their bra size. Do you see the problem here? People these days, they aren't looking for a human they love. They're looking for a humanoid product that they can show off, or they're looking for a humanoid that can buy them things that they can show off to the world. They don't love people, they love what people can give them, which is the reason why Jesus said in Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall grow cold. This is exactly what is happening here. People don't love other people anymore. They love humans that can be used as chess figures to help them get whatever they desire or whatever they deserve, because for some reason their mere existence entitles them to get whatever they want. Many people don't even love their own kids anymore because, again, for them, the kids are either security of wealth or a product to do content with, or a status symbol. Okay, now we're going to move along to beauty products and the damage that they caused. Or causing, better saying. I covered this topic a little bit on a short clip, and I will show it to you, and then I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into why those products, at least most of them, are scams. Can we have a quick talk about beauty products? Just a little bit, because some people seem to be very naive and very gullible when it comes to beauty products, especially when people like celebrities are selling you those products. Before we talk about that, let me just tell you something that is happening in the medical and in the pharma industry. Did you know that the pharma industry is making medicine that helps you with one symptom but worsens something else in your body? No? Okay. Did you know that the pharma industry has contracts with doctors, that the doctors will prescribe you their drugs? And why is that? Because when you take those drugs or those medicines, same thing, and they help you with the one symptom but worsen something else, that then you need to go back to the doctor to get a checkup. That checkup will give him money, and the pharma industry will get more money because he will subscribe you their medicine. So this is happening in the two industries that committed themselves to our health and our well-being. The beauty industry never promised any of that. So if this is happening in the pharma and the medicine industry, what do you think is happening in the beauty industry? Makeup, hair products, whatever, skincare. What do you think is happening there? Because I see many girls like, oh, I bought this from Hailey Bieber, from the Kardashians, from whoever. And then they're like, oh, and my skin got drier than usual, or my acne is back, or my hair got so much oilier or so much drier than usual. They don't care about us. Those people up there selling you all of those things, they don't care about us at all. The thing is, did you know that most people up there that sell you something, they don't use it themselves? I mean, they don't even eat the food that they sell us. They give us the garbage and they keep the good stuff for themselves. This is actually nothing new. This has been like this since always, but it's just getting worse because they care less. They're caring less and less about you as a person, as an individual. They only care what's in your pocket. So can we just like stop buying those mainstream stuff and maybe go back to household made stuff? Because when I tell you that the devil rules this world and that his goal is to kill, destroy, and steal, girl, this is exactly what's happening. He wants to do this with humanity, and he's doing that. The only exceptions are the ones under his command doing this to us. Wake up. Okay, now let's go a little deeper into the topic why those products aren't really helping anybody. Again, I made this topic also for men because I see that many men are using skincare products, and I'm not against this. Okay, I think it's actually quite good that men want to take care of their body outside of exercising. And again, I'm not saying that every product doesn't help or whatever, but let me ask you a couple of questions, okay, when it comes to your beauty products and the success it has given you. Have your skin actually gotten better? Or why are you still wearing a full face of makeup? Even though you use several different creams every day and you have an insane skincare routine, why are you still wearing a full face of makeup? If your cream does help, does your skin stay good even if you don't use the cream a couple of days? Or does your skin immediately get worse than before because you stopped using the cream? And how about your hair products? Do they make your hair better or worse? And if better, does it stay good even if you don't use it for a couple of days? Or does it get worse than before because you stopped using it? And we'll get to the topic of makeup in a minute. But now that I asked these questions, I know for a fact that 40% of you are using beauty products that don't even work. And the other 60% of you are wearing skin products that do work. They do work, but only if you keep using it regularly. When I mean regularly, I mean every single day. And I know for a fact that if you stop using this product or if you buy a new one to try out, that your skin will get even worse than before. I was not kidding when they said that they don't care about you. They only care about your money. I meant it. I was not kidding. And these people on the very top selling us those products, they are the embodiment of greed in the sense of I need more. It's not enough money. It's not enough wealth. I have everything, but I need more than everything. So they find ways to take your money. Again, if the pharma industry are harming us with their meds, although they swore an oath to protect us and keep us healthy, what do you think is happening in the beauty industry? They didn't swear anything. They're just selling you stuff. Those expensive products from your favorite celebrities or from other big brands, they're filled with chemicals that in the long run, they will damage your skin even more. And the more regular you use it, the faster it damages your skin. But because it shows temporary success, you keep buying it and using these products to the point where you cannot leave the house without it. And then they sell you different products and they tell you to use all of those products regularly every day, at day and at night for the best results. And I'm sorry, are you trying to kill your skin? This is this is a serious question. Look, even if the skin product that you're using is helping, or the beauty product, like hair, shampoo, conditioner, even if it is healthy, even if it is good and organic, do not use it every day. Now, if you have a skin condition, it's a different thing. But if you're just using it for a smooth skin or for a glow or whatever, do not use it every day because your skin needs to breathe. And it has its own cleaning process, okay? Your body has its own biology that cleans all of the impurities. All of those different products that you're using on a daily basis, they're suffocating your skin. And since those are different body creams with different components, they are overwhelming and stressing your skin cells. And by the way, you would be surprised how many impurities on our skin that we have is because of the foods we eat. You want to clear your skin? Go to the sauna for at least 15 minutes. But also let your skin use its own biology to clean itself, and be careful with what you eat. I said in my pre-last video, processed and pre-made food are full of fake hormones that damage not just your body, but also your skin. Now let's go over to makeup. And so many women will hate my guts for that, because I'm gonna go deep in this topic because it is necessary. We've talked about the skin needing to breathe, right? Now let's talk about makeup making your skin even worse. All of those fluids and those powders that you put on your skin, and no, I do not know the names. I don't care about the names because to me, all of this is a huge abomination. This full set of makeup that you're putting on your face is suffocating your skins. The pores in your skin, they exist because this is how your skin breathes and let also the impurities out of your body. You are basically blocking the breathing holes of your skin by wearing this full set of makeup. Okay? And then you start sweating. Sweat is the body's way to get rid of impurities that is in your body, which is why I said if you want to get those impurities off, you go to the sauna. But the thing is, although you are sweating, your makeup is holding the sweat on your skin, right? It's basically holding the sweat hostage. The sweat is full of harmful viruses and bacteria, and they just sit there on your skin and they can't go anywhere. So what do you think happens to your skin then? And do not fall asleep wearing your makeup, because your body and your skin, they regenerate during your sleep. But if you're still blocking your pores in this time of resting, you know, the breathing system is still clogged. Those viruses and bacteria, they will have an even bigger party on your skin, which is why usually when you sweat a lot and you use makeup, you come up with some red dots on your face that don't get off so easily. And here is a devil's cycle, okay? Because this is diabolical, okay? You wear a full set of makeup. Your skin cannot breathe the whole day. You sweat and your makeup hold those viruses and bacteria on top of your skin that damages your skin hard. Then you use skincare products to heal the damages done to your skin, which if they are actually good, they would help, but because you use it on a regular basis or several times a day, it's not really helping. It's making it worse. And because the cream is making it worse, it is actually making it worse, but because it gives you temporary success, you keep buying it and using it every day. And then repeat. And this goes every single day. Now, I know that's what some of you are thinking. Vivian, you cannot say all of this while wearing makeup. I don't know why nobody believes me. I don't wear makeup. I don't know why people think that I do. I only use makeup for special events, such as, for example, a wedding. And even when I wear makeup, I only use for my eyes and for my lips. I leave my skin alone because I know that the damages it causes. So I wear makeup maybe, if even, once a year. And I have, for all the videos I've made until now, not one have I had makeup on. Not because doing videos is not a special event for me. It really is. Actually, I get really excited every time I do a video, but I don't want to be a hypocrite. This is the thing. Imagine I'm sitting here telling you all those things about makeup while I'm wearing makeup myself. I cannot tell you to do specific things and live a specific life if I don't live it myself. I take this very serious because of what Jesus said about people teaching others a holy life without living the holy life themselves. We can read this in Matthew 23:13-14. How terrible it will be for you legal experts and Pharisees, hypocrites! You shut people out of the kingdom of heaven. You don't enter it yourself, and you won't allow those who want to enter to do so. And not just that, we can read in Romans 2:21-24. Then why don't you who are teaching others teach yourself? If you preach no stealing, do you steal? If you say no adultery, do you commit adultery? If you hate idols, do you rob temples? If you brag about the law, do you shame God by breaking the law? As it is written, the name of God is discredited by the Gentiles because of you. So I take the words and my actions very seriously. Yes, I used to wear makeup a lot, especially in my young years, like my young years, my teenage years, up until I was 23, about that age. So I stopped wearing makeup about 3 years ago. And was it hard to give it up? Of course, I thought I looked disgusting without makeup, like most women do. But I learned to love my natural beauty and my personality. And since I actually indoctrinated myself to love all of those things, me as I am, I don't care about makeup. And here are other 3 reasons why makeup is actually quite bad. First reason is catfishing. I don't know how often I heard boys and men telling that they completely lost interest in a girl after, or a woman after they took off their makeup. Not because they're superficial, but because the difference between makeup and no makeup was so big, they felt betrayed. And they also felt scammed. And before you come at me in the comment sections, put yourself in their shoes just for a second. Imagine you are highly interested in a man and you've been dating, you've been going out, and then all of a sudden he takes something off that makes him look completely different. I'm not saying about a small difference. I'm talking about such a big difference that you look at this guy and you're like, who even are you? That is the difference that I mean, which is the reason why you cannot change. Okay, this is part of the second reason, which is the unrealistic view of yourself. If you constantly change your face to have it look the way you want it to be, you will automatically hate your looks that God gave you, to the point that you won't even be able to look in the mirror without feeling disgusted. Which means your confidence and your identity is based on a fake version of yourself. Now let's pretend for a second, okay, that for some reason there is no more makeup. There is no more makeup in the world, and there will never be any makeup in the world anymore. Who are you then? What on earth will you do? Will you walk around life hating yourself and feeling like you are the embodiment of Shrek? Or are you going to somehow learn to love yourself and love your looks and deal with yourself? You're probably gonna do the latter, right? So why not just start doing it now? David said in Psalm 139:14, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. And you are beautifully and wonderfully made. Every single human being in this world is, because we were made in God's image, as it says in Genesis 1:27. God created humanity in God's image. In the divine image, God created them male and female. God created them. Now, the last reason. Did you know that makeup is actually a knowledge that came from the fallen angels? No? Well, okay, here is the knowledge that the fallen angels gave humanity after they came down. Metallurgy, weaponry, magic, astrology, and cosmetics. Now, sadly, you cannot find this part in the Bible, but you can find it in the book of Enoch. But seeing how much damage makeup caused, not only to our bodies, but to our minds, it does not seem far-fetched that a race of angels that sinned against God and hated God because they know exactly the end that awaits them because of their sin would give us stuff that would not just harm or and destroy ourselves, but also has us destroy each other. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for listening to me. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, share this video, leave a comment if you feel like it. And God bless you. God loves you. I don't know about you guys, but the weather's a little crazy today. I just hope the sun comes out at some point and stays out. But besides that, thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next time.